Welcome back YouTube and thanks for tuning in. Today we're taking a look at a piece that feels very different from the usual Marvel lineup. It's Kraven the Hunter by XM Studio in quarter scale. Kraven isn't about gadgets or superpowers. He's about instinct, dominance, and control. And XM Studios leans hard into that philosophy for this character.
But before we unbox the statue, we need to discuss who Kraven really is. Kraven the Hunter isn't driven by chaos. He isn't insane. He is disciplined, focused, and terrifyingly intentional as one of Spider-Man's most threatening antagonists.
You don't know Spider-Man? He sticks to walls like this. This cheese is too hot. It's not sticking.
Born Sergei Kravenov, Kraven believes the world is divided into predators and prey. Strength is not something you inherit. It's something you prove. He doesn't hunt for sport alone. He hunts to test himself, to earn his place at the top of the natural order. Unlike many villains, Kraven doesn't rely on technology or armies. His weapons are his body, his will, and his absolute belief that the hunt defines the man. And the philosophy that obsession with dominance, ritual, and honor is exactly what this statue is trying to capture. So with that in mind, let's step into the jungle and see how the philosophy translates into sculpt, scale, and presence. Now, let's get into it.
Not as venomous as they say.
As we begin, we see this elite collectible from XM Studios is contained in one single smaller box, but surprisingly heavy. Inside, all 6 pieces are contained in just 2 layers. Starting with the accessory pieces, this is where XM really sets the tone for quality. Each hand feels intentional, not just an extra. The anatomy is sharp, the proportions are correct, and there's a natural tension in the sculpt that makes the grip feel believable. The weapons themselves aren't over-designed, they're grounded. You can see subtle wear, texture variation, and edge definition that suggests use rather than decoration. Nothing here feels like it exists just to fill a slot. These pieces feel like tools, and that restraint goes a long way. The base is understated, but that's exactly the point. XM didn't try to overpower the statue with excess storytelling here. Instead, this foundation works as an anchor. The textures are layered, the surface variation is natural, and the paint application keeps everything grounded without pulling focus from the figures above. It supports the narrative rather than competing with it, and the balance is something XM generally does very well. And if I'm being honest, I just want more. The lion is one of the standout elements of this piece. From the musculature to the fur texture, there's a real sense of weight and substance here. It doesn't feel ornamental. It feels formidable and imposing. The paintwork adds depth without flattening the sculpt, especially in the transitions between shadow and highlight. This isn't just a companion piece. It reinforces Kraven's identity and elevates the entire composition. As we examine Kraven himself, we can see this is where the statue truly comes together. The anatomy is confident and well balanced, with a pose that communicates control rather than aggression. There's no wasted motion here. The facial sculpt carries a calm intensity, and the paint application enhances that without overplaying it. Subtle shading, natural skin tones, and careful detailing all work together to give the piece life, even at rest. This is a statue that rewards close inspection. The more time you spend with it, the more intention you notice.
I've been in your shadow for hours, but you sense nothing.
A quick little sidebar here, but the astute collector will realize 2 key elements about this particular piece. 1, it has been custom painted to reflect the 1990s comic-inspired color scheme. And 2, it has been custom modified again to allow for the 2 characters to be interchanged front to back and vice versa. Let me know in the comments which you prefer.
Still no bitches.
And here we have the signature comic statues unleashed, unboxing, and 360-degree vantage point. XM Studios doesn't portray Kraven as wild or feral. This is a man in control. The posture is grounded, the stance is deliberate. The expression isn't rage, it's calculation. This interpretation leans into Kraven as the apex hunter, a man who doesn't chase recklessly, but waits, observes, and strikes only when victory is assured. His gear isn't excessive, it's functional, worn, purpose-built. Every detail reinforces the idea that this is someone who has survived countless hunts and learned from all of them. XM captures Kraven at a moment of dominance, not motion. The hunt is already decided, the question is simply how it ends. And that philosophy, patience over frenzy, is what makes this statue feel powerful, even in stillness. Where some studios lean into dynamic motion and spectacle, classic XM tends to prioritize balance and composition. Nothing here relies on oversaturation or heavy contrast to stand out. This feels designed to be appreciated up close, not just from across the room. So, stepping back and looking at this piece as a whole, XM's Kraven feels deliberate in every sense of the word. This isn't a statue that tries to impress through excess or spectacle. Its strength comes from restraint, balance, and intention. Every element, from the pose to the accessories to the base, feels like it serves a clear purpose. There's nothing here that feels included just for the sake of inclusion. The sculpt rewards patience, the paint work holds up under close inspection, and the overall presence of the piece feels calm, confident, and authoritative. If you're drawn to statues that feel grounded, character-driven, and thoughtfully composed, this is a standout representation of Kraven. It doesn't shout, it waits, and in doing so, it captures exactly what this character is meant to be. For me, that makes it a very satisfying addition to the collection.
This isn't a loud statue. It's confident, controlled, and deliberate. If you're a fan of character-driven pieces and appreciates sculpting and paint that respects realism, Kraven is a strong candidate for you. I hope you enjoy it and feel it fits my Sinister Six display as well. Let me know what you think of this piece in the comments, and if you'd like to see more XM Studios on this channel. As always, keep your passion for collecting alive and your love for superheroes soaring. See you next time.
Kraven believes the hunt defines the man. In this case, XM proves that sometimes the most powerful moment is the one after the hunt is already won. Thanks for tuning in.